bank. The number one thing you can do to survive an earthquake is to know your neighbors and to know people around you who you can make common cause with to survive a crisis. So people who are isolated, people who lacked vital connections, people who are on the brink in their mental health or their financial health, they were much more likely to be devastated by the pandemic.
Mhm. Very interesting points, and obviously very depressing is not the word, but very serious. And this is stuff that I think people often take for granted. But you're absolutely correct in what you're saying, and people really should consider that, especially if they consider themselves to be preppers or survivalists or this or that or the other thing. It really is interesting how really there is a lack of social networking in the U.S. today, as well as the developed world. Moreover, even though social media has created too many new social networks to even discuss. Of course, when I say when I talk about the social network deficit, I'm referring to in real life social networks. Not someone online who lives across the world and you've never met. So it's interesting to see how what this means, I suppose, for society in the long run. And one interesting thing that I've seen today, this is getting a bit off of COVID, but I think Luke would probably find it interesting all the same, is that for those who are under 40, there's a real lack of personal or group identity of any fixed kind. And these are people who have been raised disproportionately in single households, or even if the household is intact, perhaps your mother and father moved around a lot when you were young, and maybe you grew up in a broken home where there was a lot of moving around. And people don't really know much about their nation's history. They don't know much about their region's history. They don't know much about their own family history or the history of their heritage. And that really creates a unique state of affairs where you have these people who sort of drift from identity to identity. And this is acted out principally online. It's called LARPing, which is called live action role playing. I'm sure Luke knows exactly what I'm talking about. And you see a lot of this among younger people today